is up, guys? It is time for yet another tier list video. I'm your host, BC Kane, and today I am going to rank every Terraria boss, but here's the thing, I cannot do it alone. So as you guys see up on my webcam here, well, you can't see her face, but you see her little avatar that I put there. Hero's here with me. Hello, Hero.
How's it going?
It is going quite well. So, we are going to rank every single boss in Terraria, based on how easy or hard they are. So, here's what we have. We have, the Cakewalk tier, which are, like, the easiest bosses in the entire game. We have Manageable, which is kinda easy, but also kinda, like, medium difficulty. We have Challenging, which is, like, almost super hard, but, like, you know, like, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And then Brutal is, like, for the hardest of the hard. And then, the bottom one we have here is going to be the non-PC version. So we have 4 bosses here. We have Lepus, we have Turkor the Ungrateful, we have Akram, and we have Medusa. So these ones we haven't done because we're PC players, so we know nothing about these bosses, so we can't rank them. But the rest we can rank. So, Hero, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Alright, so I think we should start with the ones that we know go in certain tiers. So for me, I think it's no secret that Moonward is definitely a Brutal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, absolutely. I would say Duke Fishron is also a Brutal.
Yeah.
Duke is, like, that fight, just the water tornadoes and the fucking sharks coming out. And then just how fast he fucking moves, he is brutal as hell.
Yeah. And especially in phase 3, when like everything goes really dark and all you can see is his eyes, it's definitely really hard, especially if you're not fast enough.
That's absolutely brutal. I would say Empress. Well, here's the thing. I think Empress Day is like for sure brutal, but
absolutely, yeah.
Would you say Nighttime is brutal or should it be Challenging? I said brutal.
Yeah, I'd think Brutal as well, because, I mean, especially with the daytime version, if you get one hit, you're dead. With the nighttime version, you have a little bit of a chance, but it's still it's bullet hell.
Yeah,
So
it's still chaotic as hell. So, I'd probably put it there. Now I have 2 others that I put in Brutal, which I'm kind of debating. One of them was the Lunatic Cultist, and I'm kind of debating that now. I think he's at least Challenging tier, but I don't know if I'd put him in Brutal. Cause
yeah, I'd say Cultist is like top of Challenging, because if you know how to track its movements, then it's quite easy to manage. But
yeah,
if you don't know, then yeah.
I would, yeah, Challenge is probably a better place for it. And then is playing Terra that hard for a first-time person?
Not really. I guess it depends what class you are. As a melee player, I found it quite easy with the Terra Blade.
Right.
Because if you just run circles around it, so I'd say Plantera's manageable.
Yeah, I put it in, like, high Challenging, but now that you say that, Well, again, once we, like, rank them all, we'll, like, move them around and see, like, which ones go above which ones, but, yeah, I guess we'll put it there for now. Honestly, okay, so let's do Cakewalk now, because the Cakewalk is, like, probably the easiest tier. I would say King Slime is for sure, like, one of the easiest bosses in the entire game.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would say Flying Dutchman from the Pirate Raid is super duper easy.
Yeah, especially if you know how to dodge.
Yeah,
really
it's like, it's a joke. I would say the 2 Cthulhus are probably also easy, so Eye and Brain. Cause... Yeah, like,
I mean,
when
the brain could be a bit confusing on the final phase, but
right. I think if
you're to manage it.
I think if you're a first-time player, I could see that maybe being put in Manageable. But even then, like, compared to the other bosses, it's actually not that hard. So, I would put him there.
Yeah.
I'd put King Slime probably even below these, and Flying Dutchman too. I'd probably put him there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all the ones I know for sure I want to put there. Oh, wait. There's one more, which I think might go in Brutal. The fucking Ice Queen.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that's gotta be brutal.
Awful.
Ice Queen is terrible, bro.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing the Master Mode playthrough, that was so hard to get the trophy.
Yeah, oh, I hate it. I didn't even think about Ice Queen for a minute, but goddamn, that's easy brutal tier. Alright, now I think that's it for the ones I know for sure, so let's go through the other ones. So, how about Eater of Worlds, which is the Corruption, exclusive boss?
I guess it depends how you tackle it, because if you have a weapon that can like one-shot each of the segments, you can literally just go from the head down. But then if you cut the
Right.
body in half, it becomes quite like hard. So I'd say it would be like maybe bottom of manageable or top of cakewalk maybe.
Yeah, because we only fought it once, so I don't have enough
Yeah.
experience to like really know, but yeah, because yeah, I would say bottom manageable, top cakewalk. Honestly, maybe no, we'll keep it there for now. We'll move later if we need to.
Yeah.
Queen Bee is definitely at least manageable because that gave us a run for our money, like a
Yeah.
bunch of times. So
Yeah, Queen Bee was a toughie.
is it easier or is it harder than Eater of Worlds? Probably, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Plantera I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, I think Plantera is definitely harder than Queen Bee.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's probably good. Deerclops, I would say manageable, because it wasn't that hard. Also, he's kinda, if you keep your distance, it's honestly not that hard. Like, he's one of those distance bosses where if you keep your distance, it's honestly a lot easier versus just tackling him head on.
Yeah, I'd say Deerclops is probably above Queen Bee, especially with the ice attack that can freeze you for a minute.
Above Queen Bee, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking below, but I could maybe see above Queen Bee. Because Queen Bee's got that speed, right? Like, Queen Bee's pretty quick. That can definitely throw a lot of people off. So,
yeah.
I could honestly go either way. But I think if we're talking overall, I think maybe Deerclops is the harder of the two.
Yeah.
And then Plantera is probably harder than Deerclops, though, right? I think Plantera's
absolutely.
I think Plantera's for sure like the champion of manageable. Like, I don't know if we're gonna put anything above that, but we'll see.
Okay.
And then I thought of another easy one or cakewalk one. Wall of Flesh. That's not hard.
Yeah, Wall of Flesh is alright. It's just, especially in hard mode when it speeds up and you've got to deal with the hungry. It's a simple boss as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I would say probably top of cakewalk for Wall of Flesh. It's probably a good place for it.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely, like, I think the ones below it are definitely a lot easier than Wall of Flesh. But I don't think it's hard enough to put it in the manageable. Because it's like Deerclops, but more manageable when it comes to, like, keeping your distance. Because, like, yeah, it moves kind of quick, but if you got, like, a good, like, speed on you, then it really can't reach you, right? So, I mean, you know, probably a good point there. Did you DC again?
No.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's gonna hear me, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
okay. Skeletron is definitely at least manageable. Some might do challenging. I don't know. Is he really that challenging though?
I guess if you have like the pre-hard mode gear, it can seem challenging, but I guess once you level up, it becomes easier.
I could make the argument for putting it above Plantera in manageable.
Yeah, because I guess it's all about like what level you are when you fight them. Like with Skeletron, you still have the pre-hard mode gear, so you're not that powerful yet.
Right. And then Skeletron Prime is probably challenging because it's definitely a lot more. There's a lot more to manage with Skeletron Prime with the arms and the other stuff. So I would definitely put Prime in challenging.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably below Lunatic Cultist though, because I think Cultist is more complex.
Yeah, Cultist was a nightmare, especially if you don't know how to deal with the summoning circle.
Yeah. So we put King Slime in Cakewalk. I don't think we're gonna put Queen Slime in Cakewalk though, because there's a lot of things about it that are annoying to deal with.
Yeah, I'd say maybe like mid manageable, perhaps.
Yeah, cause like, doesn't it like shoot out those like pink projectiles that like are super quick? Or am I thinking of something else? Yeah.
And it summons that can like shoot spikes at you.
Oh right,
so you've got to
yeah.
deal with bullet hell as well.
Yeah, I think I'd put it above Queen Bee. I'd put it above Deerclops, and I think I'd keep it below Plantera and Skeletron. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. The Destroyer, one of the mechanical bosses. Was this one of the easier ones for us? I think the twins and the other one were probably harder, right? Skeletron Prime?
Yeah, I think the Destroyer was the easiest of the three. I think the twins is the hardest of the three.
Yeah, because of the two. Yeah. Would you put it in Cakewalk? Because I could see the argument for it being in Cakewalk.
Yeah, I'd say top of Cakewalk.
Huh. You know, I can honestly see that, because, again, it's not that complicated, and it is probably the easiest of the mechanical bosses. Definitely harder than Wall of Flesh, so I think we're gonna keep it like that. Yeah, that's probably good. The twins are probably manageable. Like, maybe, harder than Eater of Worlds for sure, harder than Queen Bee, harder than Deerclops, probably harder than Queen Slime. This
I'd say
might...
harder than Plantera.
Yeah, I was gonna say, probably a hot take, but I put it above Plantera.
Yeah, they're very fast, especially Spasmatism. That one's very fast. Retinaser isn't too fast, but the lasers can be a bit annoying.
Would you put it above Skeletron, though?
I think, yeah.
You would? I was gonna say that, too. I was thinking...
Yeah, considering there's 2 of them as well, that doesn't help.
Yeah. Honestly, we might move this to challenging later on. Because manageable is getting kind of crowded, but we'll see. Golem, I've heard people say Golem's, like, super duper easy. I don't know if I fully agree with that. I think he's definitely not as hard as people make him out to be, but I think there is still some challenge there.
Yeah, I think there's quite a lot of challenge with Golem, especially considering when the head starts floating.
Right.
That's quite a tricky thing to deal with.
Okay, so definitely at least manageable. I would say let's move this to challenging. And then I'd say Golem's probably mid-manageable. Harder than Eater of Worlds for sure. Harder than Queen Bee. Harder than Deerclops. Harder than Queen Slime. Harder than Plantera? I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's probably good for it. Skeletron might be moving to challenging here in a bit, but we'll see. But so far this looks good. I think I agree with this. Okay, now you might have to help me out with this one because the 4 pillars, right? I think the blue one for me was the most annoying, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on the pillars?
So I know that the solar and the vortex ones are the hardest because you've got the Tortipede with the solar. Yeah, and
I
then
thought
with
blue
the
was the
vortex,
one for. I thought blue was pretty annoying. Isn't that the one with the dudes with the jetpacks?
That's Vortex. Stardust
oh,
is
that's
the one
Vortex?
with, like, the flying stars. Yeah, Vortex
Oh,
is the one
it's
with, like,
Vortex
the
then. Yeah, Vortex is probably, yeah, I'd agree there.
Yeah, Solar and Vortex are definitely the hardest, and then it's Nebula, and then Stardust is the easiest.
Would you put Vortex and Solar in challenging?
I would, yeah.
You would?
Especially with
Vortex
the stuff you have to deal with.
That can kiss my ass. I hated Vortex. Those enemies are so annoying. Solar's not as bad, but definitely still annoying as hell.
Yeah, they're powerful and the Crawltipedes are a pain.
Yeah, Nebula and Stardust, I don't know if they're in challenging though, but I don't. Okay, you might have to move some stuff here. I would say put Skeletron in challenging, because we gotta think about like first time people, right? Maybe move the Cultist up to brutal.
Yeah, that'll work.
Maybe even Skeletron Prime. I'll keep them there for now, but we'll see. But the pillars. What do you think? Maybe they could be maybe top of manageable. I don't know.
I think Nebula's could be top of manageable. I think Stardust pillar could be lower manageable, maybe upper Cakewalk, because the Stardust one's surprisingly easy because it's the summoner pillar. It hasn't got many powerful enemies.
Maybe maybe bottom manageable. We can move Nebula up to challenging too.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think Pillar is harder than Eater of Worlds though?
I'd say yes.
You say yes.
No, probably not harder than probably not harder than Queen.
Okay. Probably good for it then. All right. Now we got some of these like event bosses. So we have Dark Mage. I don't think Dark Mage is that hard at all. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Dark Mage is Cakewalk. It doesn't even attack you, I don't think.
Oh, really?
I've never been attacked
okay.
by it
That's easy.
Yeah. I don't think I've been attacked by it once.
Interesting. Okay. Would you put it below Flying Dutchman though? Because Dutchman's also a fucking piece of cake.
I mean, at least the Dutchman kind of attacks you, so I say Dark Mage be below Dutchman.
Would you put it below King Slime though?
I think Dark Mage goes above King Slime. Though,
Okay, yeah. Because
like,
King
how
Slime
much
is
health it
like
has.
King Slime is King Slime. I don't think anything can get lower than that, but
Yeah.
Ogre. See, here's the thing. Ogre is hard to kill just because it has like insane armor, but I don't think it's that hard to actually fight. Because it does shoot up the little like things that slow you down, but aside from that, I don't think there's a lot to this guy. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
If you're fighting him alone, then that doesn't really do much. But it's just about protecting the crystal that makes it hard.
Yeah.
So fighting him isn't really a big deal.
Yeah, cause like if your crystal's fine, right? If you're just worrying about fighting him, there's really not a lot of challenge there. But if he's at the crystal, then he is hard to like kill. But I don't know. I don't see him being challenging, but maybe somewhere in top of manageable.
Yeah.
I'm thinking between Deerclops and Queen, but I don't know. Maybe below Deerclops?
Yeah, I'd say below Deerclops. Probably not below Queen.
Yeah, because if you take both ways, then it kind of balances itself out. I would say, like, the one way is probably high manageable, and the other way is, like, maybe, like low manageable. So I think, like, middle is probably where it balances out.
Yeah.
Alright. Betsy is probably challenging. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Probably,
Betsy,
top
man.
Of challenging, I'd say.
You think
I'd
top
say
of challenging?
Yeah, she's very, very fast.
She is.
Very, very powerful.
Oh, man. You know what? Now that you mention it, would you say brutal, though?
I think maybe bottom of brutal.
Bottom of brutal. Yeah, because, like, Betsy... Well, one, it's a dragon, and dragons are already hard as is, but you add on that speed plus the power, it kind of... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can see that, though. We'll go bottom brutal. It's probably good for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Morningwood... I would say manageable. Well, no. I don't know. I think Pumpkin's definitely challenging. Pumpkin's a brutal pain in the ass. Not like brutal tier, but like
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, with the slaves and everything.
All right, and then Morningwood, I would say is like maybe low manageable. Cause
Yeah, because I mean, all you're really dealing with is like the little spikes that it shoots out. That's pretty much it.
Would you say Cakewalk maybe? Or bottom manageable?
Yeah, maybe top of Cakewalk.
Top of Cakewalk? Is it harder than Eater of Worlds though?
I'd say it's easier than Eater of Worlds because it's not really fast. It's like really slow and its attack range isn't very good.
All right, and yeah, we'll review this once we get all the stuff on the list in case we want to move anything around. Everscream, probably with Morningwood, honestly. If we're judging Morningwood based off of its attacks, I would say Everscream is like kind of similar with what it like shoots out at you.
The only thing Everscream does better than Morningwood is like the baubles that blow up. That does extra damage.
Right,
That's what
yeah.
it has better.
Yeah. Santa. I'm conflicted here. I know it's somewhere in manageable, but I'm between like somewhere in high and somewhere in like low to mid.
I'd say Santa's probably
that Gatling gun
than...
is kind of a dick.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say maybe higher than Ogre.
Higher than Ogre? Yeah, I would say higher than Ogre for sure. Higher than Deerclops for sure. Probably higher than Queen Slime. And then maybe stop below... Well, no, I think I had more trouble with Santa than Golem. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe above Golem?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe even higher than Plantera, I don't know. Because, like... this one's hard, because, like... You know what? What do you think? Below or above Plantera?
I think maybe below Plantera, because Plantera has a lot more, like, movement than Santa does.
Yeah. Yeah, Santa is, like, definitely one of the harder, event bosses. And then Pumpkin, we'll move Pumpkin in a bit, but let's rank the last one. So we have Martian Saucer. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I remember how much fun we had with this.
Oh, boy. See, here's the thing. Once you have the strat figured out, it's probably, like, somewhere in challenging. But when you're first fighting that thing, I could make the argument for brutal. Because, oh my god.
Here.
Trying to dodge that fucking one-hit death laser is the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we balance it both out, I could maybe see it being put in, like, high challenging.
Yeah, I'd say probably above the vortex pillar.
Yeah. Maybe not above twins, though. I think twins are probably... Yeah, I'd probably keep it there.
Yeah.
Okay, before we end it here, we gotta move around some stuff. So, pumpkin... I know it's in challenging, but I wasn't sure where, so I just put it at the bottom. But where would you personally rank pumpkin?
I'd probably put it in between Skeletron and Solar Pillar.
You think? Because pumpkin
Yeah.
does have some pretty swift movements. Not as much as Ice Queen, but
Yeah, I'd say Pumpkin is more of like a more advanced version of Skeletron. Not like Skeletron Prime, just
Oh,
like
right,
a
yeah,
stronger. Yeah.
Okay. And then honestly, I don't know. Any other things we should probably consider moving around, or does this look good?
I think this looks good. I think maybe Plantera could potentially go into challenging, but
Potentially, yeah.
maybe not. Yeah.
Would you put Prime or Twins in Brutal, or should we keep them in high challenging?
Honestly, I think Twins could go in Brutal
You
because the amount of times like I've fought them personally on my own run is insane because of how fast they are and how much you have to deal with.
And then Prime will probably stay in challenging. And then the other two I was thinking were Everscream and Morningwood, because I wasn't sure if they were easier than the Destroyer.
I think
know.
the Destroyer might be more difficult than Morningwood, but I'd not so much Everscream.
Okay, then the rest, honestly, I don't know if I disagree with any of this. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, this is good.
I'm looking over one more time. You know what? Yeah, I think it looks good. What do you think? Locking it
Yeah,
in?
that's great. Yeah, locking it in.
All right, well, there we go. Me and Hero have now ranked every boss in Terraria. So, there you go. Let us know in the comments what you guys thought and what you'd personally change. And, who do you think was the easiest and hardest boss? Let us know in the comments below. And, if you think King Slime is not the easiest, then you're a freaking, crazy person. Because there's nothing easier than King Slime, let's be honest. But,
King Slime is easy.
yeah. Alright, well, hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe, ring the bell, smash that like button for more amazing tier lists to come. And we'll see you all, or I guess I'll see you all, unless we do more collabs in the future, in the next one. So, bye!